Uh-huh.
Then it didn't tell anybody for 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, okay, sounds good.
Sounds great to me. We are live.
Live, huh?
From Saturday night.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night!
Anthony Bamber. Colonel Sam. So what was that great line that you had?
Well, it had to be something where you like cut off the beginning, because like you just drop right into it, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's like, I don't know anything about drugs other than like sometimes they get you high.
I gotcha.
But they probably won't make it in.
Probably not.
Like this Mod Podge.
Today we're on ASMR.
It's a Matt mate.
It's a Matt made. It's a Matt made. On everything else.
Man, that stuff stinks.
Yeah, smells like Joe ass.
Joe. I remember, I used to think the funniest joke ever was, you know those jokes just like, this book by so-and-so, and like the author is the joke or whatever?
Yeah.
I can't remember what the book was called, but the author was Hugh Jazz. Hugh Jazz.
Huge ass.
Yes.
Like, Mike Hawk.
Yeah. But see, I didn't know about that one back then, but I knew about Hugh Jazz, and that was
What was that other one that you cracked up? It wasn't Mike Hawk, but it was like...
Mike Hunt.
Yeah, Mike Hunt. Yeah, it was that guy's boss or whatever. Or that guy who came in. You know, name is Mike Hunt.
Yes. That guy walked in and like asked to speak to the manager. So my manager comes out and he's like, yeah, my uncle told me to apply here. And he's like, okay, cool. Who are you? He's like, tells him his name or whatever. He's like, he tells him his name. Yeah, my name is whatever. And my uncle told me to apply here. And so he said like the uncle thing twice.
Yeah.
So my boss naturally is like, okay, who's your uncle? And the guy says, Mike Hunt. And I can't tell if he was being serious or not, because he gave my boss like, the signal for like, hold on 1 second, and he's like trying to clear his throat. So
Mike
I'm not
Hunt.
sure if it was a joke or if it was serious. Come to find out, this guy kept getting confused with other people that had applied. And so like the whole district, they pull applicants from the same website or whatever. So this kid had gotten like 3 interviews and never been hired. So he kept thinking, all right, I'm getting the job. Thanks to my uncle Mike Hunt.
My uncle Mike Hunt. Same way with that other guy who was that one rock star. The one that like had 3 different names and stuff. Who had that woman's credit card and it was like
yeah.
I kind of returned that
That
card.
was wild.
That was crazy, man.
He's like, yeah, my name is Dave Matthews.
Dave Matthews, that's what it was. Dave Matthews, man.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
It was like Leslie Hall or something. And then he pretended to call somebody. And then, even though he went... Anyway, so he goes out to the car. I shut down the computers. And then I swipe his card. I'm like, yeah, it's not doing anything because like the computer shut down automatically. Even though I shut them down.
Yeah.
And then he calls back after we locked the door and he leaves. Pretending to be that guy. I'm jumping on a plane tomorrow.
I'm jumping on a plane tomorrow. I'm going to be here soon.
It's like, yeah.
You better have my money.
You're going to fly from Georgia to here over $130.
I think, I don't know, it reminds me of that one where they're trying to do a secret shopper. I've been watching this one show called Good Girls. And the way they like launder money with counterfeit bills, they would basically buy a bunch of stuff with the counterfeit bills, and then they go to a different location who's the exact same store, and they return it and have the cash back, which is the real bills. So those like, how like the counterfeits just go floating around,
Mm-hmm.
and then they get the real cash back and everything else. And it reminds me that he was trying to do that kind of, but with a card.
Probably.
Because
you can buy that battery he had, you can buy those anywhere. And he just happened to get lucky enough to find a receipt or have somebody print one out for him.
Yeah. It reminds me of when you said for I don't want to name drop, but Caleb
Oh.
and like his brother about the Sonic debacle.
Sonic.
Where
Oh,
it's cold.
yeah.
It's cold, and I'm gonna eat it, and everything else like that, and everything, and it just reminds me of that whole debacle right there. It's just pretty funny.
People are always trying to take advantage of people. I mean, myself included, you know. If I see an opportunity to, you know, to take advantage of something and get away with it, you know, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. I know.
You gotta hustle, man. Where's your hustle at?
I mean, I've had that happen at work before. Like, a person would eat, like, all of their toast and say it was dry. But yeah, we slap it with butter before we serve it, you know, all the time. Unless they ask for it for dry toast, you know, but everything else, and, like, and it was just a crust, and they were like, it was dry. I'm like, really? You're gonna complain for free toast? And, like, I don't know.
It's like, then spread some jam on that motherfucker.
One time I had a guy complain, he's like, you know, I was still eating that food, but his napkin was on the plate and stuff, and he asked for free hash browns. I'm like, really? Honestly, that's just...
No, hey, no, the costumer is always right.
More like the customer always wants to blame shit on everyone. I mean, they say the customers are always tattletales. They don't... They want to tell on you because, oh, we did something wrong. You know, for people who making their eggs wrong, honestly, if you literally have some picky form of food that's so picky, if they slightly burn your eggs on one side when it should be on the other side, when, like, that shouldn't be, honestly, you shouldn't even go out at all.
Yeah, I can see a clear depiction of Jesus in this side of my toast and the burn marks. But it's supposed to be the Virgin of Guadalupe. So I need you to toast me another loaf until you can produce the Virgin of Guadalupe.
Right. And it's just like, shit like that just kind of just like irks me a lot. And everything else. I mean, you know, like working retail and working at restaurants, it's kind of like they kind of have the same feeling of customers, like, let me speak to your manager type deal.
And they got the bob haircuts.
Yeah, the bob haircuts a lot. And it's kind of the whole situation about,
hey, man, chill. You're like sweating.
I've been sweating all day.
I've been sweating.
I just got done with a Carl Jr. cut, spraying my hair.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just kind of a weird connection about how things like that are kind of sort of similar. But yeah, people say, oh, food industry is so hard. But also, people should also, like, maybe everyone should work at a food industry to know what a value of a dollar is. Because people always don't tip. People don't always do nothing because they always dine and dash.
That's what kills me is, like, you know, they're trying to raise the minimum wage, but it's still legal, you know, at least in, like, this state. It's still legal to pay a waiter or waitress $2.50 an hour, and then the rest of it's supposed to come from tips, and that's still legal. Like, that's screwed up.
And most places like tip share, so like if one works just as hard and the other one doesn't work as hard, they still make the same amount of tip.
Goddamn communism.
That's how it is at my restaurant. I don't think I should say anything, but oops.
I did it again.
The waitresses, I think we stopped now. I think the Better Business Bureau called one time, and I guess they kind of called out the scene or something. And now I think they kind of had to switch up everything. Which, I mean, they kind of should, because, I mean, the dishwashers are making $6.50 an hour. And that's below minimum wage about how much they're making for dishwashers and stuff. And I feel that's kind of outrageous. I'm like, really, for a dishwasher? At this other restaurant that I was working at, you know, burger place, being dishwasher started paying was $10 an hour.
God damn, had they hired?
I mean, right? That's just starting, like, for all of it, starting pay $10 an hour. That's automatically a great start off job for $10 an hour. You kind of get up to the whole, like, man, there should be all jobs like that, but it's kind of hard. I understand that.
I mean, I worked at a place where, like, I had to put up with so much bullshit. Like, anybody that walks through the door, I had to solve their problems. And I didn't even make $10 an hour for most of the time.
Same, like I said, like, same thing with retail and stuff. I mean,
I couldn't wash dishes, though. My skin gets so dry and my hands get cracked.
I was a dishwasher at some point for at least a year. Thank God I moved up to a cooking position. Because that's what everyone always tries to expect to do, is to move up to a cooking position. so they can get a little bit more pay. But I'm like, sometimes there has to be dishwashers. Sometimes people do enjoy being dishwasher, which is weird. But I mean, people do enjoy it. Like, I have this one guy at my current job right now who enjoys being dishwasher. I was like, hey man, you know, I talked to him. I said, hey, you know, you can move up there. People were talking about, you know, I've seen you move up there. He's like, yeah, but I enjoy talking, you know, or being back there. He's like, I don't like really talking to people and stuff, and it's just weird to see him. Like, well, I mean, I'd rather see him like do something else, you know. He's kind of a cool guy and everything, and you know, he just likes being a dishwasher. But I mean, people like that, they don't really want to advance to move on and stuff. And like, dishwashing is not really for everybody. But then you also see people who are like, oh yeah, I'm advanced to move everything up and everything, and then they're like, oh, I'm gonna quit this job because I'm gonna be advanced computer science and everything. Or hey, I'm gonna be a master's
psychologist
degree. And everything else, but it's just weird. You know, and I don't know. I feel like I should move on from my job at the same time. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like,
kind of sucks to be the new guy again.
It does. I mean, yeah, you will have to have that training of everything, of being a new guy, of everything. But I mean, it's always nice to be started on a business that's like new, where everyone's all new and technically, and so you can show off your skills a little bit. But at the same time, it's just like sucks. But I totally get you and understand you about the whole new guy situation.
Did it stretch?
Say what?
Did it stretch?
Did what stretch?
The cheese. Did you make the cheese stretch?
Oh. The cheese or cheese?
Cheese.
Oh. I guess so.
Okay, well, I'm going to go check. Even though I asked you.
Yes, exactly. But yeah. We were supposed to be talking about YouTube.
Whenever you first told that story, I was like, did it stretch? Is he asking, like, if it melted or something? I just pictured you going over there like, yeah, it stretched, and like taking a fork and like raising it up, and all the strings of cheese are like 3 foot long.
With the big ass wheel and
yeah,
you know, like with all that cheesy.
And then he was like, "Oh no, I gotta make sure it's stretched." And he's like, but, you know, stringing this cheese all over the place.
Like in those cartoon shows, it's just.
Yeah, I didn't imagine that he meant like stretches and like logistically. Did you, stretch our resources?
Yeah, it's really hard sometimes because
you can't work here because you got a family, man. You just can't care about your family if you're gonna work here.
Right. Man, I've worked at some tough places, especially at that diner place that I worked at. Great food, but a fucking terrible boss. I mean, I've seen enough Gordon Ramsay where he was like Gordon Ramsay, and I was like, oh, I guess people in Gordon Ramsay.
So, like, he would say a sentence and look at the ground, and then look back and look at the ground again.
He'll be like, I thought
that's what. That's the sound of my fist hitting my hand, Gordon Ramsay style.
You've got to.
Where's the fucking lamb sauce? Man.
It's just like people are just like, oh no, in my chef's kitchen, everyone's supposed to be silent and stuff. I was like, I don't think that's right, because like even at IHOP, we were like fucking talking and communicating and stuff. Like and then like even in like when I watched Kitchen Nightmares, Gordon Ramsay's all like, "Where's the communication?" I'm like, "Yeah, where's the communication?" And I was like, "Well, then at that diner, people were doing it all wrong." I was just like, no,
quiet on the set.
Pretty much like that shit. I was just like, that doesn't seem right at all.
Hey, did you prep those onions? Quiet!
Pretty much. Quiet on set.
Quit screwing around.
Like, I mean, like, it kind of taught me to be a little bit more faster, but I'm like, when someone tells me, hey, do it like this, I'm going to do it like that, but then
and
like,
then you're going to do it with a wiffle ball bat.
I know, I remember, like, one time with the olives, he's like, this guy was like, yeah, just split them in half. I was like, well, that's kind of seemed redundant to do. But I did it, I split them in half, I just kept on splitting them. And then, like, the owner of the boss, he's like, why are you doing it like that? Why don't you just do this? He just chops them all up. I was like, because I wasn't told to do that. I was told to do it like this. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then, yeah, I did get pissed a little bit because they both got pissed equally. And I was just like, hey, it's not my fault. It's not my fault,
You should have chopped some of them in half and then sliced the other ones like you boss one.
I mean,
everybody could be hit.
Right? I mean, everything else like that and whatnot and everything. You look like an old man. You look like you're about to go play the wiffle ball at the Y. Wasn't that you and CJ would play? It was wiffle ball? Racket ball. And that's where you hit it against a wall, right? And it's like wall ball.
And then if you're standing in the right place and you hit it just right, it'll make this sound. But it only makes it in that part of the court where you're standing. Or somebody else might hit it and you can hear that sound, but they can't. But CJ thought that you could hear that sound wherever you were standing in the court. It goes like, boo. You ever seen Home Improvement?
Yeah.
It's like, you run up and hit it, and it's like, Anyways, like it's something with like the physics and the sound and the fact that you're in a room. Uh-huh. But CJ, whenever he would hear the ball make that sound, and then he would mimic the sound with his mouth. I was like, I can't tell if he actually heard it or if he's just doing that.
That's what CJ does. CJ does that a lot. I know that when we went to go see the Lego movie when it came out, and he would like repeat every line. I was like, granted, this is my first film that I ever seen with CJ, to go seeing a film with him and stuff, and he was just like, he was like repeating what Will Ferrell said. He's like, and I was like, what? And I was like, God, don't make him talk like this throughout the whole film. Luckily he didn't, but it was just some of the funny parts that he actually laughed on, and some of the parts that were making the sound effects. And so he was like, it's like he was trying to be like Michael Winslow, making sound effects. like your friend from playing Sonic 06 or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Boing.
Boing. And everything else. Oh, man, I kind of miss CJ.
Me too.
You too.
You too. Nothing changes on New Year's Day.
What time is it?
Love is the reason for the war we wage. That's great.
Oh, fuck.
There's a 15-minute long version of that video.
Oh, just him.
Oh, it's every grunt from Home Improvement. This is going to be great. Gee, I didn't realize how bad that show was.
I used to like that show. Same way with Fresh Prince.
Well, yeah, I used to like it too because it was the only thing on antenna television whenever I got home from school after Yu-Gi-Oh came off.
I never liked Yu-Gi-Oh, but I do play.
And with that, I end my turn.
There's a video where this guy was playing a VR chat, and I guess it was a Yu-Gi-Oh one, and I guess it wasn't like fully. Like
Mike Ween,
like done, I guess. So you could like place any card you want at the same time.
I think I saw that video.
And so, yeah, and he's like, I place Pot of Greed. It allows me to draw 3 cards. He's like, you can't do that. He's like, I sure can. And he picks it back up. He's like, that's why I place Pot of Greed. I choose to place 3 cards. And he's like, dude, that's not how it works. He's like, oh yes, it will. Last I draw 3 more cards. I choose Pot of Greed. He just picks it back up and throws it down. And stuff. They're like, I don't think that's how it works. It's like, you got to throw a monster down. And he's like, oh yeah, I throw Dark Magician. And with that, I choose Magic Force. Oh yeah. And that, I choose Pot of Greed as I throw 3 more cards from my deck. It was pretty funny. I like that shit. I was like, oh man. And like he even like had that voice where it was like, you can't defeat me. Pot of Greed.
Maximilian.
Yeah, type shit. Oh, fuck. I've been sick for the last couple of days. I don't know what I caught.
Thanks for letting me know.
Hey, I mean, we didn't make out just yet, so your face got all weird. No. Like I literally just lost a bunch of weight from it. Like I legit did. Like all that water weight from diarrhea and shit just.
Hey man, I didn't even know.
But I've been in the bathroom for like ever.
Oh, yeah. just like Kai.
Yeah, just like Kai. Kai does that a lot. I heard Kai watches our stuff, so he could be listening right now.
But we haven't published a video.
Well, and as soon as we do, he's gonna be listening right now. Act like we did publish the video right now. Leave a message to Kai right now. Hey Kai, you're not gonna date that K-pop model from Blackpink.
That's right, because you're going to marry her.
Because you're gonna marry her, bro.
Proud of you.
I believe in you all the way. I hope that I can be your best man and not anyone else. And if I'm not your best man, then shame on you.
And I'm thinking for the wedding, do you think your dad could do the lights?
And everything else.
Huh. The after party, the reception. He could be the DJ.
Yes.
And this next song is it's a recording of this show where people call in and attack these atheists.
I got their venue half off.
You know, I would play this audio recording I just told you about, but I'm going to talk about it for 10 minutes instead.
Oh, yes. I don't believe in God. Okay. Well, thanks for calling. Thanks for calling.
Next question.
Yes, God is real. Open arms.
Have you ever considered... What if you're wrong about the juju at the bottom of the ocean?
The juju. Have you ever heard of Tack and the Power of Juju?
I knew this kid that looked like that dude, man.
For real?
But without the painted eye things.
I think I know who you're talking about. Doesn't he go by, not DJ, but...
The DJJ cat.
I think...
Another one.
I feel like I know... Like, okay, you said it's when you went to school or when we went to school?
No, he wasn't at school.
Oh. Because I know there's some weird-looking characters we went to school with.
Damn right. I know what you're talking about. The kid with like the top half of his head was purple.
Yes. Oh, fuck. I totally forgot who that guy was.
Don't ever make fun of him, man, because that shit comes back to bite you. The top half of my head's purple too, and I ain't talking about the one on my shoulders.
I should probably hit him up, see what he's doing.
He's I don't know for sure like what he's doing, but whatever it is he's doing, I can tell you this: he's straining like a motherfucker. Just like that meme, you know, where that kid's got like the vein on his forehead.
Yeah. Oh man, it's really easy to become a fucking meme these days.
Whenever I first saw that was like the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Was that whenever I saw that meme? Because it was like, the caption was, when you ask where she wants to go eat, and she says, I don't know, and you make a suggestion, and she says no, and it's just like that guy with the angry with the vein pop, and then that chick sitting next to him all normal and stuff.
Oh fuck, that shit is like fucking hilarious, dude. Oh man, fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I wanted to talk about YouTube, but we just kind of skewed off the whole topic.
So, this podcast won't get published, but our next one will be about YouTube.
This podcast is sponsored by nobody. Matthew Broderick. I think we're
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. Matt LeBlanca.
Oh, I hate that guy.
You don't like Matt LeBlanca?
Matt LeBlanc? No, man. He's putting guys like me out of business, you know?
Joey from Friends.
Yeah, that guy. I mean, like... So what if I can't jump in a fountain, huh?
Everything else.
So what if I'm not a graveyard smash?
Graveyard smash. Oh, fuck, dude. I guess we're going to end it. I guess it's going to be a quick D, if you know what I mean.
Quick D?
You know, with the shake weight.
What's the D an abbreviation for?
My Dickens. I'm kidding.
Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens.
Dickinson.
All right. Thank you for listening to today's podcast on NPR News.
On NPR News. And you can definitely hear the liquid in my mouth. Because that's how they talk on NPR. And the breathing. And the really soft voice. Because you don't ever want to see that VU meter up there. Get into the Rastafarian levels like that. So you have to keep it nice and soft. Like my dick.
Nice. Quickly, I should probably show you the
Michael Sarah.
The Michael Rosen one.
Michael
Rosen.